This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, and welcome back to another Realistic Sustainability Educational Short. So, both Edison and Grayson are pretty sure they're famous now, so they're renegotiating their contract with me. So I guess until then it's just going to be me. Hopefully they'll be back soon. You know how those contracts can be. This week we're going to talk about sick building syndrome. This is not a topic known by too many people, but it is an important topic. This is when a person develops an illness due to their environment, either the air quality in their home or possibly at work. You get pretty basic symptoms, so it isn't necessarily easy to diagnose. It's things like headache or chronic headache, chronic cough, shortness of breath, nosebleeds, things like that. But sometimes doctors are trying to help you out and don't know all the things to look at. Well, your home can be one of them, or your workplace. Now, before we go too far, I always like to do a little disclaimer. No different than in the book. Always listen to your doctor. They know you. Everybody's body chemistry is completely different. And the difference between a medicine and a remedy is that a medicine happens to help way more than a remedy for most people. So I may tell you some things here, but always consult a doctor. They're professionals. Let's be honest, I can't even read half their words. So if anything here makes you think that possibly you'll have this problem, well, take it to your doctor. They'll know for sure. Anyways, let's move on. So the primary reasons for a poor indoor environment is, number one, is poor circulation. Almost every home has poor circulation of some kind. I have it on the second floor. Downstairs not too bad, but the rest of the house, because it was an old farmhouse that they retrofitted to be kinda new, I don't get the best circulation. So I have to make adjustments to fix that. Another thing is chemical off-gassing. But that's more like the chemicals used in production of upholstery, or the coating put on wood to protect it. Carpet, its process uses a lot of chemicals. Maybe there's smokers in the house, or just simply cleaning agents from all the times you clean. Those things get in the air, and then they get into you. Next, bacteria, molds, viruses. A lot of talk about viruses these days, but all of these can definitely bother a human body. And last, just dirt, dust, and dander. It's very difficult to keep a house clean. Not clean like normal clean, but clean. Now, when we talk about sick building syndrome, it's not limited to just the air quality. There could be electromagnetic radiation or electromagnetic frequency if you watch lots of ghost shows. That's bad grounds and super old refrigerators, lack of shielding on something that has more high voltage can bother you. Maybe there's just poor lighting or poor natural lighting getting into the house. That can always affect you in a negative way. It's always best to get good natural sunlight. It's good for you, it's good for your body, and quite often good for your mood, at least for me. Could be bad acoustics in the home. That can bother people. If the sounds aren't right and it doesn't match what you're expecting, over time it can disrupt you. Poor sleep habits? Yeah, that can hurt too. And a lot of things could cause that. Stress can be one of them, not necessarily your home environment, but just poor sleep habits can definitely fatigue a person. And of course, excessive humidity in a home, which we like humidity in the wintertime. But I'm talking mostly in the summer, when it's too excessive and you're not breathing as well as you could have. So, how do you minimize the problems that you can get in your home or work for sick building syndrome? Well, you increase the air quality. Make sure that you have good ventilation, and so that you can keep air moving around and get in and out of the building. One of the big things that people do is buy air filters. A good high-quality air filter will do wonders with your in-home air quality. But be mindful, most filters are supposed to be changed way more often than we do. If you don't, then it's not really helping. It's catching some dirt at the back of the filter while it pushes some more dirt out of the front. If you decide to get high quality air filters, change your filters on a regular basis. Now, another thing you can do, and there's always debate about this, is you can maintain certain plant species in your home. They're known for absorbing carbon, but certain ones can also take things like formaldehyde out of the air and give off a little bit of oxygen. It never hurts to have a little bit extra oxygen in your home. Plus, in order to keep most of those plants alive, you kind of need the natural light. So, by default, you tend to let more light in. It allows you to maybe absorb some of that yourself. And there are some psychological or mental advantages to growing plants. I know that. I've got plants everywhere. You can also clean out your HVAC system. Every couple of years, I think they actually say every year you should. Have someone come out, blow out the ducts, get that dirt, dust, and dander out of there. We've got critters here, so a dog and 2 cats. Big cats, who all shed a lot. So we have to do a whole heck of a lot of cleaning to keep that dander out of here. Again, always increase natural light. It's nice, it's comfortable, it makes you feel better in the house, you use less electricity, and really helps the human body. And of course, if you find mold anywhere, get it gone. It can't live there with you. You can live out in the forest, and it can live near a river, but it can't live in your basement. Gotta get it out of there, or it's gonna hurt you. These are just a few things. This is not necessarily an all-inclusive list. It's just to give you an idea, because I've had it happen before. Not to me, but when I was younger, I was working as a tax agent, and their building flooded. Which is not that big of a deal. You hire a company, they come in and clean the joint up. I started working there just as they were going back into their office. But I don't know if you've ever worked in a tax office. A lot of the people that work there are a little bit older. They do that job for a long time. Well, people started getting sick. No one could figure out why. People just kind of assumed that it was them. But once we started looking at the air quality reports, and I started Googling what the heck they mean, the report actually showed that the air quality in the building wasn't good. So here we are, working in a building with a bunch of people who can't necessarily work in an environment when there's mold and mildew in the air. They're highly vulnerable to those things. But it was never pointed out to us that the count still exceeded after cleanup. Only after we Googled it did we find out. The company came back out, cleaned everything again, and everybody was fine. After a couple of weeks of staying home, every single employee was able to work their normal 8+ hour shifts without any concerns. So be mindful. If you're not feeling well, also pay attention to your surroundings. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope it was helpful. If it was, pass it along to someone. We kind of survive off of you sharing these episodes. We greatly appreciate your support, and if you have any questions, message us. We always like to get a good message. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Feeling overwhelmed by climate change? Looking for sustainable and ethical brands to support? Then Ethic is perfect for you. Ethic is a simple browser extension that helps you find sustainable and ethical brands online. Learn more at ethyk.org, ethyk.org.